Good morning. These are notes you need to be mindful of for Tuesday, September 29th. The first thing I want to do is explain your grades. I just want to give you a general idea of what grades mean, especially as it comes to your essays. A, that's exceptional. You have exceeded the teacher's expectations. B, satisfactory. You did exactly what the teacher asked you to do. No more, no less. It's not impressive. You just did it. B's, that's the landing spot. That should be your aim for your work. A's, you have to complete your papers with flair, style, sophistication. If you're asked to write a paper, that's where a stronger vocabulary occurs. More sophisticated sentences. Your diction is impressive. This is where your punctuation matters. So to receive an A, you have completed your work with style and sophistication. It is impressive. No one else has written like this. No one else has completed this. It's not it's far above the rest. It supersedes the teacher's expectations. Again, satisfactory. It may not be original. Someone else may have written like this, but you did what the teacher said. So you should receive a B. A C, somewhat satisfactory. Something's missing. It's a little below average. It's you need some help to get this paper to successful, but it's not a lot. It's barely there. It's as if you've broken your foot and you're on crutches. You can walk, but you just can't put full pressure on the broken leg. So it's almost successful, very close to being successful. A D is unsuccessful, unsatisfactory. It is weak. It is limited. You've missed the mark. The good news is the lowest grade you can receive for completing work in this class is a D. If you do the work, you will receive a grade, a passing grade. I know you might not be happy about a D, but you will receive a passing grade for completing the work. If you are failing, it simply means you have work missing. Only students with missing work fail the class. Okay, so even if you write poorly and you need a lot of help and improvement, if it's completed, D is the lowest grade that you will receive. Let me give you an example. Let's say I ask you all to draw a picture of Mickey Mouse. If I say draw a picture of Mickey Mouse and you came back with a robotic sculpture or a flashing Mickey and it's colorful and it's life-size, Van Gogh-esque, you've exceeded my expectations. Now, if on a sheet of notebook paper you draw a picture of Mickey Mouse and he has all of his ears and eyes and nose, you met my expectations. You didn't color it, nothing fancy. That's a B. You met the teacher's expectations. It is satisfactory. You know how to draw a picture of Mickey Mouse. Now, if he has one ear missing or an eye missing, then it's a C. You've missed the mark. It's not quite up to the standards. You need some help to get this picture of Mickey Mouse completed. If you made an attempt and like several body parts are missing or it was just poorly done, that is a D. So how that pertains to your essays, on the baseline paper that I'll be grading, the first spot that I ask myself is, did the student successfully respond to the prompt? The prompt for this assignment asked you all to write an explanatory paper, informative. So if you responded persuasively, you missed the mark, okay? So you have to be careful. If it tells you to explain, explain. If it says be argumentative, be argumentative. But you can't mix that to let me know you're successful. The thesis guides the paper. That's why it has to be highlighted. If you don't know what you're supposed to prove, then I can't read the paper. Every paragraph after the thesis should support the thesis. What did you say you were going to prove? It needs to be aligned with the thesis. Here's a good way to remember a thesis. A thesis is your promise to prove. That's it. If I ask you to write a paper to tell me why your mom is the best in the world, and you say, my mom is the best in the world because she makes sacrifices. Because she makes sacrifices. Now you're going to enter evidence into this paper to prove that your mom makes sacrifices. And you're going to explain that the sacrifices she made proves that she is the best mom in the world. So a thesis guides the paper. If you start talking about something else, you have missed the mark. Also, a good paper is organized with a beginning, a middle, and an end. It has to have all those components. The development of ideas. Going back to organization, where are your transitions? Do you have any transitions in this paper? Transitions help the paper flow smoothly. Development of ideas. This is your explanation. This is the moneymaker. So you have an organized paper. It's focused on the thesis. How well did you spend time explaining the evidence that you introduced? And of course, your language and conventions. Do you know have you mastered standard American English, capitalization, punctuation? Have you done those things? In this class, your grade has edited weights. I have not put them in the computer. I just want to make sure you're aware that your grades will shift. Those things that are formative, regular class assignments and quizzes, they are 60% of your average. Summative, that's tests and essays, 40%. I have not applied those weights. I will be doing so in the next couple of days so that you can get a clear depiction of what your grade is in the class. But it is going to shift. I will alert you when I have edited the weights. This week, your focus is on edgenuity. Log in as soon as you watch this video, 35 minutes a day. If you have a 504 in IEP, you'll be allowed one retake. If you do not, no, you're not eligible. I will no longer unlock quizzes for you if you do not have a 504 or an IEP. Only students who have a 504 or an IEP. You get one retake if you do not do well on the 2 quiz tries. Send me an email saying, Ms. Hightower, can you unlock the quiz? Or if it's during class, unmute yourself and, to draw my attention. Don't forget about the 250-word TED Talk draft that was due last week. Have you finished it? We are going to revise it next week. We're coming back to that. So if you have not turned that in, make sure you do so this week. Tardies, I do count tardies. If you arrive 2 minutes after class, it is tardy. 15 to 20 minutes, you are absent. Be sure you communicate with me in the inbox. Let me know something. If the computer kicks you off, if Zoom, knocks you off due to technology, rejoin the class. You got to get back in there. I'm available after school today, every Tuesday, unless I say differently, at 4 p.m. if you need one-on-one assistance. Arrive no later than 4:05. The room locked. You will not be able to enter. I will have all of you in the main room. You can have your cameras off, and then I'll pull you one at a time into the breakout room for individual tutoring. Okay, again, if you need my help in class, raise your Zoom hand, unmute yourself. Remember, you can send your phone number to me within the first 5 minutes of class. Today, I would like for you, again, go ahead and log into Edgenuity now, and I'll be spending time grading your papers, and if I have to conference with you, some of you, I'll let you know. I will send you a message to let you know. Go ahead and get started. Log into Edgenuity, spend 35 minutes.